One cup of water could save an entire nation. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was captured and interrogated by the CIA. He was asked about many attacks that were being planned against the United States. His only answer to the questions were, "You will soon know." After Mohammed was waterboarded, he told the interrogators of planned hijacking attacks for the Los Angeles, California. I searched many news sources and found waterboarding.org and cnsnews.com article where CNS News gained information from the CIA and a memo from the Department of Justice that was released to President Obama. Waterboarding is used by the CIA to gain information and only to gain critical information at the time of interrogation to an uncooperative but highly important prisoner. During the minutes that follow, I will tell you how waterboarding has affected interrogations by explaining the art of waterboarding, by sharing specific success stories, and by explaining some negative effects of waterboarding. The sufferings must be that of a man who is drowning but cannot drown, said Lieutenant Governor Flint, according to waterboarding.org. Waterboarding induces pain and suffering by forcing a person to inhale water into the sinuses, pharynx, and trachea. Waterboarding is not the act of actually drowning a suspect. The interrogator does not hold a suspect's head underwater, but instead the head is tilted back 15 to 20 degree angle, and this picture does show the 15 to 20 degree angle, and water is poured into the mouth and let run down the nose. The water fills the nose and mouth and sinuses, according to waterboarding.org. And death is a definite possibility when it comes to waterboarding. Inhaled liquid is an immediate, life-threatening situation. It is said that it can kill you faster than any third-degree burn, or a lost eye or a lost limb. Guantanamo Bay's behavioral science consultation team researched, studied, and investigated interrogation procedures and trained the interrogators, so they are highly trained in waterboarding. Waterboarding is highly effective. The average CIA officer only lasted 14 seconds of waterboarding before they gave up. Having the suspect remain conscious is what makes the whole situation a little more painful, so they do have doctors on hand to make sure they do not go unconscious. The suspect can feel the water filling their nose and throat, and this is when the panic sets in and the brain realizes that death is coming, and that's when most of the information is given up. The biggest success story I found was that of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, where he had information where they were going to run planes into the library tower in Los Angeles. But instead he was waterboarded and they found the information. And waterboarding can spoil plans that terrorists have against the United States. Waterboarding can also gain confessions and can be credited for finding out where other terrorists are located. Lastly, waterboarding is a very controversial procedure. Many people consider waterboarding as a form of torture, and the term torture means any act by which severe pain or suffering, whether physical or mental, is intentionally inflicted on a person for such purposes as obtaining from him or third person information or confessions. And that's a quote from waterboarding.org. And from this definition, we can draw a conclusion that waterboarding is definitely considered a form of torture because it is inflicting pain of drowning where they cannot actually drown in order to gain confessions or information on where terrorists are. Article 147 of the Fourth Geneva Convention says that torture or inhumane treatment, including biological experiments, willfully causing great suffering or serious injury to body or health, is also considered unethical. And waterboarding does tend to cause false confessions because the suspects are being drowned or feel like they're being drowned, and they quickly give up information just so that they can stop. And as you can see, waterboarding isn't very effective when it comes to interrogations. CIA uses waterboarding to gain the information they need to help our country. Waterboarding is effective in making a suspect feel as though they are drowning without actually drowning. This procedure allows interrogators to gain needed information. However, there are many people who do not agree with waterboarding and do say that it is a form of torture, and waterboarding is considered a form of torture and is said to be an unethical interrogation procedure. But when highly critical information is needed, waterboarding may be one of the most effective ways of retrieving it. Although controversial, waterboarding has proven successful, but may want to be reconsidered in the future.